Welcome to this video where we will discuss the Sudan War, a conflict that has been ongoing for decades in Sudan, a country located in Northeast Africa. The Sudan War is a complex conflict that involves various groups and has resulted in numerous human rights violations and casualties. Background: Sudan has a long history of conflicts and civil wars that have contributed to the country's instability. The current Sudan War started in 2003 in the western region of Darfur when rebel groups rose up against the Sudanese government. The government responded with a brutal crackdown, which led to the displacement of millions of people and the deaths of hundreds of thousands. Causes of the Sudan War. The causes of the Sudan War are complex and multifaceted. One of the main causes is the marginalization of certain ethnic groups by the government. These groups include the Fur, Zaghawa, and Masalit. The government's policies favored the Arab population, which led to economic and political marginalization of the non-Arab groups. Another cause of the Sudan War is competition for resources, especially land and water. As a result of desertification and climate change, resources are becoming scarce, which has led to conflicts between different groups, particularly farmers and herders. The government's response to the rebellion in Darfur exacerbated the conflict. Instead of addressing the underlying causes of the rebellion, the government used military force to suppress the rebellion, leading to a cycle of violence and retaliation. Impact of the Sudan War. The Sudan War has had a devastating impact on the people of Sudan. Millions of people have been displaced from their homes, and many have been killed or injured. The conflict has also led to the destruction of infrastructure and the disruption of basic services such as healthcare and education. Women and children have been particularly affected by the Sudan War. Women and girls have been subjected to sexual violence, and children have been recruited as soldiers. International response. The international community has responded to the Sudan War in various ways. The United Nations has deployed peacekeeping forces to Sudan to protect civilians and support the peace process. The International Criminal Court has also indicted several Sudanese officials for war crimes and crimes against humanity. Humanitarian organizations have provided aid to the millions of people affected by the conflict, but their efforts have been hampered by the government's restrictions on their operations. Finally, the Sudan War is a complex conflict that has been ongoing for decades in Sudan. The conflict is rooted in the marginalization of certain ethnic groups, competition for resources, and the government's response to the rebellion in Darfur. The Sudan War has had a devastating impact on the people of Sudan, and the international community has responded with peacekeeping forces, war crime indictments, and humanitarian aid. However, a lasting solution to the conflict remains elusive, and the people of Sudan continue to suffer the consequences of this long and bloody conflict.